Charles, talk about your career thus far in the UFC, right? I mean, I feel like there's buzz around you, there's excitement around you, right? But maybe not necessarily the results that you necessarily want. So how would you classify things so far?
Of course, my parkour hasn't been like most of the people in the UFC when they arrived. You know, I jumped in at last minute against Desmond Green in Rochester because nobody in 155 wanted to fight him in his hometown. So they said, oh, let's take some random crazy kid and put him in there. So I went, and unfortunately didn't go my way. Now they say, okay, but let's fight the king of Busan in Busan. I'm like, okay, let's go. It's Duo Choi. I've been looking up to him for so many years. So let's go, let's do it. I got my win, and then fighting a top 20 guy in Andre Fili and coming off a split decision. So yeah, even though I'm 1-2, the UFC, I think they really enjoyed what I bring to the table.
Absolutely. Talk about that last one. As you said, you know, a top 20 guy, an established veteran, close fight, man. How did you feel about your performance there? Were you okay with the result? Were you a little frustrated? What did you think?
You know, many people said I won, but for me, you know, those takedowns are costing me a lot of points. I lost against all my 3 losses. I've never been outfought, outstriked, or outskilled, or either submit or knockout. I've always been outpointed at last minute by takedown, so I need to be smarter with my approach coming in to this fight, because you know, this fight people are saying, oh, you're fighting a striker, it's going to be standing up. No, if you want to beat Charles, you got to take him to the ground. So I have to be more smart in my approach. So instead of being a machine gun, I need to be more of a sniper. And I really enjoyed watching Israel Adesanya, the way he was a striker and how smart he was. So it's a big inspiration for us to have a champion like him in the UFC.
Is that difficult to make that adjustments? Because I hear, you know, sometimes like, hey, it's that excitement that got you to the dance.
Yeah.
That's what got you there. Is it difficult to then kind of rein you back in a little bit?
Absolutely. So I think if I wouldn't have lost against Fili, if the split decision would have been my way, I wouldn't have made the changes I made during those weeks of training. I changed physical preparation. I thought being a fighter was enough, but when you're in the UFC, you need to be an athlete. You need to be smart. You have to be more than just wildfire and letting it out. So yeah, I'm more calm. And during we never did that. We filmed our sparring, and I tried to be as flamboyant as I could, but as relaxed as I could at the same time. And at first it was terrible. I couldn't do it. I was like, no, if we're sparring, I'm trying to take your head off, throwing spinning shit, falling to the ground, and just jumping kicks, flying knees, and this and that. And then I was like, okay, but when I'm doing that flashy stuff, I have a tendency to get taken down. So I need to relax a bit. But you know, it's weird. I have to stay myself. I need to stay true to what got me to the dance, like you said, but I need to be more reserved on some stuff.
It's awesome. Talk to me about this matchup. I mean, this is the first time, like you said, I guess, like, so you're the A side or whatever. But I mean, this is the new guy, right? He's the one that's trying to get settled in the organization a little bit. So what do you feel when they came to you with this matchup? What do you think about it?
It's a first for me, career-wise. I never fought someone who had less experience than me. Every time I was, you know, I was a double champion in TKO, always calling out those guys with more experience, more this, more that, more fights. All the dangerous guy that nobody wanted to fight, and got my way with them. And now it's the first time in my career I'm fighting. I'm the A side. I'm the favorite. I'm I think 5-1, which is something crazy. And I accept it, but it's not something I can control. It's not something I can do anything about it. So my job is to go in, get that W, not to get a fight of the night. It's to get a performance of the night this time.
Well, I was going to ask, so what if, you know, you had 2 choices? It was either A, you take another loss, but it's a performance of the night, you know, fight of the night, $50,000, or you get a win, but it's 15 minutes and you laying on top of them, and if there were people there,
that's
they'd be
not
boring.
gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I'm not that type of guy. That type of guy. Even though I'm trying to transition my training and being like more than a striker, even though I landed some takedowns during sparring and this and that, I don't want that. I want to get up. I want to fight you. I want to get punched. I want to punch you. Of course, I need to be relaxed on getting punched because I want to have a big career. But you know, when I take those guys down when I was sparring, I would always get up and start like pounding on them and just, okay, now get up. Let's have a striking battle.
Nice. So last thing for me, I mean, that's obvious. You're really thinking this through. You're making the adjustments. So what do you think we see out of this? I mean, what adjustments are people going to be able to look at and go, yeah, it's working. He's doing what he wanted to do.
Yeah, of course. When the UFC gave me that opponent, it was like, okay, you need to show us that you're a professional and you belong to the dance. And I need to, like I said, stay flamboyant, stay myself, but being more patient with stuff and make sure I don't get taken down. That's my a thing. Like the plan is go in, of course, outstrike him, but don't get taken down. Don't get taken down. Sorry, my English is floppy a little.
It's pretty damn good.
Thank you.
You were talking about making adjustments in training to
Yes, sir.
help you refine this style. What exactly do those adjustments look like? Do you have your coaches screaming at you every time you start getting too reckless, or do you have to take a moment to stop and reset? What exactly do those adjustments look like?
We have pointers, like words in French, so to make sure that nobody gets what we're saying. And we have a couple words just to just basically it's just telling me to slow down, take your time. The finish gonna come. Don't chase it. Because most of my finishes, I wasn't chasing them. I was just flowing with them. And the more you chase the knockout, unfortunately, the less you're gonna get it. So yeah, being more patient is part of the game now.
You mentioned that at the beginning the adjustment was really tricky. Is there ever a point where it's so frustrating that you're like, well, fuck this, I'll just do my regular thing?
When I'm on the ground, like if I'm on your side control and I'm like pounding and you're like covering up and this, I'm like, no. I want more action. Like I'm gonna do crazy stuff, jump off the wall, hammer fist. Like I'm gonna do crazy stuff. I'm not gonna lay on you and be like, okay, I'm gonna win this one. No, that's not part of me yet. Like the transition was more in my striking exchanges. Make sure that you don't overextend and get taken down. But when it comes to the ground, I'm not a lay and pray guy. Never will be. I think it's not part of me. And like people say, no, it's the smart way to fight. Yeah, but it's not my way to fight, and I'm going to fight my way.
And last one for me, you mentioned at the beginning of this, Israel Adesanya, a bit of inspiration. Is
Yeah.
the earring a tribute to him, or do you guys have the same?
Actually, I start wearing it like 2 days before my girlfriend said, hey, Israel got one. But Israel's one's like 10 G's probably. Mine is a cheap $10 one, but I was like, oh my god.
Don't tell people, we can just assume it's 10 G's.
Yeah, no, not yet. No, so yeah, of course I'm inspired by him. He's like me, he's a dweeb. He likes Naruto, Dragon Ball, all those type of stuff. So I can identify myself a lot with him personality-wise. I'm not saying we're similar, but I really enjoyed, and I think we are very privileged to have a champion like him in the UFC.
Going off of that, tell me about the Horde.
Oh, the Horde, yeah, I'm a big WoW player, man. Of course, I've been playing WoW for so many years now. Like the only time during camps or whatever is when I just log into my computer and just start playing WoW. And it's just a way for me to just shut down all that fighting stuff. You know, I've been fighting for 10 years now. And even though I'm young, since I've been 14 years old and come back from school, training, fighting, not going out. So every time I have a moment for myself, playing World of Warcraft, man.
So you have it tattooed on your leg.
Yeah, I do.
So when I was watching your fight, I kind of saw it, and I couldn't tell what it was, and then I looked at my Twitter mentions, and it was like asking about it. So are people that don't watch fights kind of getting into fights because, hey, I can relate to someone who has a Horde tattoo?
Of course, I had a many response on Twitter. There was a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio like this pointing, and it says when you realize some random millennials has a Horde tattoo on his leg and he's fighting in the UFC. So people started to make meme about it. So it was very, very, very funny. Yes, some I was playing actually World of Warcraft, and one of my friends is in a guild, blah, 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 and they were like, "Oh my God, you're in the UFC! It's not true, da da da." And then I was talking with those guys. So yeah, I got good exchanges from the WoW community about it.
Does anyone talk shit to you, not knowing you're a UFC fighter, and then they're like, "Hey, I'm a professional fighter"?
Online,
Yeah.
online, you mean? No. The WoW community is pretty cool, and everybody's like dweeb and relaxed. So yeah, I'm not getting beef. Or I'm gonna duel them, but my paladin is too strong, so.
That's a good answer.
Hey Charles, nice
Yes, sir.
to meet you, mate. How you doing?
Good, and you?
Good. It's been said that Anthony Pettis is somewhat of your fighting hero.
Absolutely.
What are the specific parallels that you can draw between him and yourself in the octagon?
The showtime, like it's hard for me to back that off. Like back in TKO, I was jumping off cages, like doing all those crazy finishes. Of course, I've always been inspired by Anthony, man. Just the way he carries himself, his style, the way he's fighting. Always been a fan, and forever will be.